Have you ever felt trapped in your own life, like you're just going in circles with no way out in sight? As if every day is just a tiring repeat of the last, and nothing you do really seems to get you closer to where you want to be. If you're experiencing something like this now, I want to tell you one thing. You are not alone. In fact, this might be one of the most important signs in your life. This feeling of being stuck is not unusual, and while it might sometimes feel suffocating, it carries a purpose. You see, many people go through this at some point, but what few realize is that this uncomfortable sensation, this urge to break free, is our heart telling us that something needs to change. Recognizing this can be the first step toward a profound transformation. Think about it. How many times have you felt stuck in a routine that doesn't inspire you? Waking up, grabbing coffee, facing traffic, or opening your computer, heading to work, and before you know it, the day is over. You get home, try to relax, but that unsettling feeling lingers, silent, like an invisible weight. Everything seems to function, yet nothing feels fulfilling. Sound familiar? And then there's work. Maybe you're in a career that, in the beginning, made your heart race with excitement. But over time, it turned into a sequence of tasks, goals, and endless meetings, and the spark you once felt started to fade. Or maybe you actually enjoy what you do, but something still seems missing, like a part of you is lying dormant. But it's not just work where we feel this. Look at your relationships. Perhaps you have old friendships, long-standing relationships, but over the years, that deep connection has faded. You feel disconnected from people who were once close, yet you keep these bonds, even though they no longer bring the same joy. Or maybe you crave having more people around, but wonder if you can forge new, meaningful connections. These are just a few examples, but deep down, they all point to the same pattern, the feeling of being stuck while the world around us keeps moving forward. The frustration that comes from this can be overwhelming. After all, when we invest so much into something and still don't feel progress, it can shake our confidence, drain our energy, and even impact our hope that things could be different. And do you know what makes this even harder? The constant pressure that society places on us. There's an unspoken expectation that we should always have it all figured out, always know what we want, always have our lives under control. But reality is quite different. We don't always know what to do or which direction to take, and that's human. It's normal. This is the big issue, the feeling of being trapped in a life that has gradually lost its excitement, has lost that sense of purpose we're seeking. But the good news is, this isn't the end. In fact, this could be the turning point for something much greater. The thing is, this feeling of being stuck, no matter how uncomfortable, could be a call for deep transformation. Instead of seeing it as a sign that something is wrong with you or your life, what if we looked at it as an opportunity for reassessment? Imagine allowing this feeling of dissatisfaction to serve as a pause to rediscover what truly matters. Perhaps by examining this feeling, you'll realize that some of your values have shifted. What once made sense may no longer align now, and that's completely normal. Our identity, dreams, and priorities evolve, and when we don't allow space for that evolution, it's natural to feel stuck. This moment of pause can be a moment of clarity. It's a chance to realign, to look at where we genuinely want to go. Often, we're so used to following a path that we don't even realize it may no longer be what we want. But when we allow ourselves to stop and reflect, we find the room to make adjustments that can transform our journey entirely. The benefits of this process are tremendous. To begin with, you open the door to live more aligned with your own values. When you're in control, choosing what truly matters, the feeling of living on autopilot starts to fade. Gradually, you feel more energized, more motivated, and more connected to everything you do, whether in work, relationships, or personal projects. Another benefit is the chance to rediscover forgotten passions. Perhaps you've let go of hobbies, interests, or talents that still live within you, just waiting for a chance to flourish once more. When you start questioning what's holding you back, you often find a more authentic version of yourself waiting to be explored. Additionally, this process can also strengthen your relationships. By understanding your own needs and values, you can connect more genuinely with the people around you, deepening bonds and creating more meaningful connections. As you come to understand yourself better, understanding others becomes easier, and your relationships reflect this growth. So, the solution isn't to run from this feeling. On the contrary, it's about embracing it. It's about seeing it as an opportunity to restart, to rediscover who you are and what you truly want for yourself. So, how can you begin this transformation? The answer may be simpler than it seems. It all starts with an honest conversation with yourself. Think about those moments when you find yourself alone, reflecting on life, reevaluating your choices. This is the perfect place to initiate change. The first step is to allow yourself to question everything. Ask yourself, what truly makes me feel alive? When do I feel a real energy, a genuine passion? And at the same time, ask the opposite. What is draining my energy? What is making me feel stagnant? These questions might seem simple, but the answers could reveal aspects of your life that you may not have realized need attention. Once you've identified what fuels and drains you, it's time to start taking action. But here's an important tip. You don't need to make a radical change all at once. Sometimes we think transforming our lives means dropping everything and starting from scratch. But the truth is, many real changes begin with small adjustments. If work has been a source of stress, for instance, perhaps it's time to revisit the expectations you place on yourself. Or maybe it's about finding ways to make your day-to-day more engaging by seeking projects that spark your creativity or challenge your skills. The answer may not be to change careers, but to find small ways to bring more purpose and satisfaction into what you already do. Another area that could benefit from small changes is your personal routine. Try incorporating new habits that nurture your mind and body. It could be a daily moment of reflection, exercise, or even dedicating time to hobbies you had set aside. These small choices can have a huge impact on how you feel day to day and can be the start of a larger transformation. And of course, don't forget your relationships. Sometimes we're surrounded by people yet feel alone and disconnected. The solution might be to deepen those relationships or even seek out new connections. Allow yourself to make space for more genuine conversations and to share what you're truly feeling. Sometimes all we need is sincere support, and that can come when we open our hearts to the right people. Finally, it's important to remember that you don't need to have all the answers right now. The important thing is to start with one small step, and that alone makes a huge difference. Every step you take, no matter how small, is a step towards something greater, something more aligned with who you truly are. So, the perfect solution isn't a final destination, but the process of continually reevaluating and readjusting your path. It's a journey, and each intentional choice you make is a way to honor who you are and what you want for your life. And ultimately, remember this: that feeling of being stuck isn't a sentence. It's an invitation. It's your heart, mind, and spirit telling you there's something more, something you may not have yet discovered, but that's waiting for you on the other side of courage. Feeling stagnant doesn't mean you've failed. It means it's time to act, to step out of your comfort zone, and create a life that truly makes sense for you. So I invite you now to reflect. What will your next step be? It could be a small gesture, a new habit, or an important conversation. Something that opens up space for a little more purpose and truth in your life. Comment below on what that step will be. I'd love to hear it, and I'm sure by sharing, you'll inspire others who might be feeling the same way. And if you'd like to continue this journey of growth, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Here, we're in this together to reflect, inspire, and build a path of transformation one step at a time.